Hello traders, Cory Mitchell at TradeThatSwing.com. In this video, I want to quickly go over, it's going to be a pretty quick video on how a lot of traders think and how I think we've kind of been programmed to think about success and being positive and things like that, and how that might actually not be so good for your trading. But there's another level to it. So we are going to be productive and positive with our thinking, but in a more specific way. So this, what I'm talking about, is based on an article here. So I have the article up here, The Thought Process of Successful Traders. And this would probably relate to a lot of other things as well. But a lot of traders think like this. They're going into the day, they're telling themselves like, I'm a great trader. I'm going to trade really well today. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to make a killing today. I'm going to hit $1,000 today, or whatever your goal is. I'm not going to lose money today. You know, we're just kind of coming up with these things to, like, I don't know, maybe boost ourselves up or something, because I think that was kind of the years ago, that was kind of the self-help model, like, you know, just do mantras and talk to yourself, say you're going to be rich and you'll be rich, kind of bullshit. And sure, you can kind of use that as a goal. You can, you know, use something like this, like maybe $1,000 a day is your goal, but it's unproductive to just repeat over and over you're going to make $1,000 today. You don't actually know what market conditions are going to be like today. There may be no trade setups. So what we want to focus on then is more how and why. So this is what I call what thinking. It's like you're thinking about some random thing, but we're not putting the thinking in place to actually achieve it. So as soon as you have one of these thoughts, and we can't really control our thoughts, a lot of them just pop into our head. But what we can control is when we notice a thought, how we can turn it more productive. So these are not productive. They could actually hurt our trading. If we're really focused on making a bunch of money today, but there's no trade setups, what's that likely going to do? You're going to start over trading. You're going to see setups where there aren't setups just because you want to hit that goal, but the setups aren't there. So we want to move away as much as possible from this type of thinking and more toward how and why. So I'd rather, as soon as I notice one of these thoughts in my head, it's like, man, I'm getting too like results focused, or I'm thinking too much about what thinking, just a thing, as opposed to how I'm going to get there. And I want to work more on this. Like, I have worked hard on my trading plan. It works, so I always follow it. That's something I can actually do, and it's reinforcing that I should be following that plan. Whereas these thoughts up here are not. I do my pre-trade routine every day, so I'm in the best mind frame when I start trading. I'd rather, as soon as I start thinking, I'm going to make $1,000 today, or I'm going to have my best day ever today, I'm going to be like, and try to think of something like this. How am I actually going to do that? Get back to best practices. Don't get too amped up about the profit. We don't know what today is going to be like, but what I can do is, hey, I can control my pre-trade routine. I get myself in the best possible mind frame for trading, which is then going to allow me to trade my plan. I'll also say something like, I'll talk through every trade I make, going through my checklist to make sure it aligns with my trading plan. Another step in actually probably being able to do these things, right? So it's like, this is maybe the end result. This is how I get there. Just focusing on the end result without these intermediate steps, I want to be reinforcing those intermediate steps. How do I actually get to one of these thoughts or one of these results? And this is where I want to put my focus, because the results, I can't really control them. They take care of themselves based on a good process. I do all this because following my plan is important for success in trading and for my mental health. I want to have time and money to enjoy life, and this is what I need to do. Again, reinforcing all these things I actually have to do to get these, random thoughts, random goals, things that pop into my head, or maybe they're even well thought out goals. But these are the steps every day. These are the thoughts every day that I want to reinforce that I actually can accomplish those. This would be an example of if you've noticed an issue in your trading lately, you start to notice these thoughts creeping in, and maybe some of these have been your problem. You're too focused on results. You're over eager to trade, or another results type focus thing is you're too scared to trade. You're afraid to lose. That's another results kind of focus when we want to be focused on the process. So if I've been struggling with a certain issue, you could consider, you notice these thoughts creeping in, and it's like, step back. How could you actually start fixing that? The last few days I've been overeager to trade, jumping into trades too early. Today I'll wait for my signals to occur. It's going to help to have done these things, a pre-trade routine, get yourself in the right mind frame. You're talking through your trades. You got your checklist out. And then I'm going to wait an extra second, just 1 second, count to 1 before jumping into that trade. Sure, you might be a tiny bit late, but if your problem has been getting in too early, that might actually kind of equalize the problem. So notice how the thinking has changed. We're not just giving ourselves random bullshit pep talks. We're actually trying to come up with thoughts, and which then lead to action that can actually accomplish the results we're trying to get to. So sure, think about results, think about your goals, but do that outside of trading. Then once you have your goals and you're actually starting your trading day, or you're starting your scanning session, whatever it is, you want to come out of that mind frame and go into how and why. Everything that you're doing should be about following a process so that you can actually get those results that you want, but the thought process is not on the result. It's on the how and the why. So got lots in this article, how you can actually do this. It's going to take practice. It's not something that you just go like, oh, well, okay, that makes sense. I'm going to start doing that. You'll actually have to start practicing. You're going to have to notice when you're getting a little biased and starting to say like, oh, I'm going to make so much money today, or oh, I'm going to lose so much money today, or your thinking starts to get a little scrambled, and it's all about fears and what could happen as opposed to what you can control. So you're going to have to start to notice those thoughts, and we're not going to be able to get rid of them per se. But what we can do is when we notice that we're kind of slipping down this stream that may cause biases and maybe not to trade our best, we can take control and start interjecting our own thoughts and say, hey, yeah, sure, I want to make $1,000 today, but I don't really control that. So I'm going to focus on my pre-trade routine. I'm going to talk through my trades. I'm going to follow my plan. And that's what I can control. And that's all I can do. And that's going to be much more productive to trading well than getting caught up in, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to make a killing today, all that kind of stuff that a lot of traders tell themselves during the day, throughout the day, while they're trading. And of course, the results don't usually end up matching up. Whereas with this, we control at least what we do, and then we can improve our process over time to help improve results, but we're always focusing on the process while trading.